So today we're going to be learning about perspective in art. So what is perspective? Perspective is something that an artist uses to make their own artwork look a little bit more 3D and lifelike. So if we are looking at this picture, we know that the cows that are bigger are the ones that are the closest to us. And the cows that are smaller are the ones that are the farthest from us. So let's look at another example from an artist. So which tree do we think is closer to us in this picture? This tree is much closer to us because it is bigger than the other tree. Let's look at this artist's artwork. We see a lot of people at a beach in this artwork. Who do we think is the closest to us? This woman right here is the closest to us because she is the biggest person in this picture. And we can see in the way background, there's a lot of very tiny people, and that's because they are farther back. So we just finished learning about perspective. And how we are going to show perspective today is we're going to be making a pumpkin patch. And the pumpkins that are the closest to us are going to be a lot bigger than the pumpkins that are the farthest away from us. So to start with, we're all going to be drawing in pencil, just in case we make a mistake. That way we can erase it really easily. Now you're going to notice I'm going to be drawing really dark on my paper, and that's just so that I know that you can see it on the video here. But I want you to be drawing super lightly because it's so much easier to erase when we draw really lightly. So to start with, we're going to draw 3 hills. I'm going to put my first hill right here. And then my second hill is going to be behind the first hill. So I'm going to start my line right here and go up. And then I think I want my last hill to go all the way across the paper. So this first hill is going to have the biggest pumpkins. The second hill are going to have the medium-sized pumpkins because it's a little bit farther back than the first hill. And the back hill is going to have the smallest pumpkins because it's the farthest back. So let's start with the biggest pumpkins here. To make a pumpkin, I'm going to draw a big circle. Then I'm going to draw a stem coming out of it, and I think I'm going to make my stem kind of curly. And I'm going to erase any of the extra parts that I don't want showing there. Then from the stem, I'm going to draw lines that are curved and go down towards probably about the bottom here. So it should curve and go that way. Maybe we'll put a couple in the back too. And then I think I'm going to put a pumpkin that kind of goes off of the page here. And another way to do a stem is to just make kind of like a rounded rectangle. So you don't have to make your stems curly. And then we're going to draw the lines coming out of the stem. Okay, so let's do the medium-sized pumpkins next. So I want these pumpkins to be a little bit smaller than these pumpkins. I'll double check. This is smaller than this. Yep. So I can go ahead and keep drawing my pumpkin. Okay, now we're on our very last hill. And in the far back, I'm also going to draw a barn. So I can show you how we draw that. I'm gonna erase a little spot for my barn to sit on. So to draw a barn, I'm going to draw a square, and I think I want it to be a little bit shorter than I originally planned. And then we kind of want to give it a curved roof instead of, you know, when you're drawing a house, how you would make that a triangle. Barns are a little bit more curved. Then I can go ahead and erase that straight line right there. And then on the front, I'm going to draw a big door with an X on it. All right, and then we have to draw a couple pumpkins that are really far back. And these are going to be our smallest pumpkins, so they have to be smaller than this one for sure. All right, and then you can start adding details to your farm. So this could be things like some clouds in the sky, a sun. You could draw some corn in the background. You could draw a road coming out from your barn. What else could we add? Maybe a tree back here. You could add a tractor or people on the farm or cows or any other kinds of animals too. Once you're happy with everything that you've drawn, I want you to take a black marker, so that could be a Sharpie or it could be a washable marker. Then go over everything that you just drew. Once you're done going over everything in Sharpie, grab an eraser and go over everything. You want to pick up whatever pencil lines are kind of sticking out now. This is going to make our artwork look a lot more neat when we're all finished. Okay, so before we continue on with our project, let's talk really quick about coloring in. I'm going to show you 3 examples of coloring these circles in. The first one, I am going to color in not super neatly. I'm outside of the lines, I'm scribbling, I'm not completely filling in that circle. It's not the neatest way to color in any of our projects. This next one, I'm going to stay inside of the lines, but I'm not completely coloring in the circle. It's a lot neater than the first one, but it's still not quite the neatest that we can get. This last one, I'm gonna really take my time and color in the entire circle. This is the neatest way to color in any of our projects. It's going to give you the most beautiful result in the end. This is the best way to color in. And with any example that I show you throughout this year, I may be coloring a lot more quickly than you do. And that's just because I have a lot of practice. So, you may be coloring in a lot more slowly, and that's fine. I really want you to take your time on your projects and make the best ones that you can. All right, and then you can start coloring. So we're probably not going to finish coloring today, but you can get started and we'll finish up next time. Oh, and we're coloring using colored pencils today. So I decided to make it look like the sun had just come up. And sometimes when the sun just comes up, there's kind of like that reddish, pink, and yellow that's towards the bottom of the sky. So I started layering some colors. So think about that when you're doing your sky. Like, what time of day is it? Will you need to layer more than just the blue color? Or is it in the middle of the day where it would just be a blue sky? That's up to you. But this is how mine looks all finished, and I'm really excited to see how you guys make your pumpkins and your farm and all the different things that we put on it.